with, I think, 12 life. That's... Oh, man. Lucky there. So Lomo has just one huge line of tanks just waiting for enemies, and he's supporting with more and more tanks. And Hwasin's moving in slowly but surely with more tanks on two sides, at the front of Lomo's line and at the sides. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to do some sort of pincer attack, maybe to take down those things. Lomo now going for his third command center, and both players now on equal production facilities, but Lomo walking right into there, get a couple of his tanks sniped, but still a nice push. Takes down 3 or 4 tanks of Hwasin's. These are the kind of timing attack risks you have to take. TVTs, when they get to this point in the game, are usually quite slow, so at this point you just have to, try to micro well and win these battles in the middle while you expand. Both players going for their third expansions. Although I think Lomo's is going to be up and running slightly earlier. STX, both coaches sitting there worrying about their players. Engineering Bay now going down for... I think that was Hwasin. I didn't manage to see the colors before the show. It might have been Hwasin, might have been... suffice to say, one of the players has an Engineering Bay going down. Probably for, spotting any mines and such. Although, for some reason, Vultures have now not really in the game anymore. Both players using scan going off for spotting. Some light shelling going on there. Lomo moves into position. Minus just takes out 2 tanks in a row of Hwasin's. Scans going out. Scans always go off just for spotting purposes, because tanks have very long range. Lomo now has, I think, a more massed tank army. Hwasin's is a bit more spread out. Of course, this means Lomo has more firing power at the same time. But if he gets pincered, that huge mass of tanks is going to get slaughtered, and it's basically the other way around for Hwasin. He can't fire, aim on one specific spot as much, but his tanks aren't as, even despite being spread out, aren't quite as vulnerable to all being taken down at the same time. Apparently some workers, SCVs, they're being a bit confused, trying to get, or just taking the long way to an expansion. Or no, just being confused somewhere around there. Apparently Hwasin just put him on move, and AI is not smart enough to do anything. Scans going off, shelling going off. This is why the TVT is my least favorite matchup. The lull. Wow, 4th expansion is now going down from both players. So this is gonna slowly but surely move into the late game. There we go. First person view of Hwasin's here. 3 expansions up and running. 4th on the way. Yeah, there you go. Scans. Both players have a large amount of forces, so I think Lomo has a few more because he had his expansion going a bit before, and his production showed won his battle. Now, wow, tanks really close to each other now. Lomo with a larger mass is going to shoot right into Hwasin's forces. Hwasin losing a lot up down the middle, only on the sides, but Lomo also loses tanks. So, wow, I think Lomo might have slightly more units, but due to the lull in battle, we pretty much have pretty equal, because Hwasin is always repairing his tanks, although I don't really see many SCVs out for Lomo. Lomo's 4th command center now down and is going to be getting mining soon. Hwasin's is not almost halfway done. Now we get Lomo's first person view. Vulture, Goliaths, mostly tanks out. He's going to slowly but surely, both going to go for timing pushes. This is how you play TVT. You don't go for specific timing pushes. You try to take a slow advantage. Hopefully, you also got to hope that your opponent makes a mistake and that you'll be able to crush a much larger amount of forces than you should be able to. And wow, those SCVs still dancing there, not doing anything. Are they, locked in because of a mine, or what the hell is going on? Now, finally, they seem to be going somewhere. Apparently, just some sort of... Yeah, apparently it was because of the... But, mines don't work on workers, so I don't understand how that would be applicable. Hwasin apparently just left them there for several minutes, not mining, not doing anything. So this is why Lomo has more units out on the field, because Hwasin not only is not incapable of winning a battle in the center, he's not using his workers very well. Not a mistake you really expect pros to make. I understand you're going to focus on the battles, but you also got to macro up. So yeah, Starport and Science Facility up for Hwasin. I don't know yet what kind of tech Lomo has. I don't know if he went for higher tech, although that wouldn't really surprise me. There we go. Vultures moving in. Lomo now going for a push forward. Vultures take all the shots. All the Vultures get taken out on the tanks. Going to be able to just shell these units of Hwasin's. Although I think a scan there was a bit out of position. Didn't see as many tanks as he wanted to. And ooh. Movements back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I need a dual commentator when I do TVTs. I really do. I need to find myself a dual commentator for TVTs. Because I can't continue speaking constantly for 30 minutes in a TVT. It's difficult. I mean, come on. The Koreans have like 3 guys commentating. So one guy can just, okay, I got nothing more to talk about. Yeah. I wasn't one point in the game talking about how nice I'm like Medusa. Hey, Hwasin now sending forward a Goliath, and that's going to force Lomo to get rid of one of his, fly away one of his command centers, and he has several drop ships out now, so he might go for a drop on one of his Lomo's bases, but Lomo is ready for this. He has out several turrets out, so I don't know how successful that is going to be. This can also, of course, these dropships can also, of course, be used to just drop right into the middle of the tank line if Lomo doesn't have enough Goliaths to prevent that. Lomo now going for his 5th expansion, and I think Hwasin is still only on 4. And yeah, those drops, they're going to see the drop, and they're going to prevent that. They're going to prevent that expansion from going up. Turret is not going to be in time. Now ICV gets taken down. And the tanks are going to just sit there, take down the rest of that expansion. Lomo is going to move in, though, try to reclaim his territory here. Well, he has to be a bit careful. Hwasin does have a nice mass of tanks, and Hwasin has to spot those pretty quickly. Dropship is also out now for Lomo. I wonder what Lomo stands for. What does it mean? What does it mean? Or Hwasin, for that matter. There we go. Lomo now moving in, but right into some shelling, so he's going to lose a tank there. Dropship also sending down Goliaths to right into the middle of the tanks where they're not going to be able to do anything. So these tanks are going to be able to get mopped up pretty well. But they are going to prevent... They did prevent Lomo's expansion. They did make him lose a few minerals. Although at this point in the game, I think, they all have plenty of such. Wow, look at that huge battle line. You can even see that on the map downstairs. He just, instead of, like, Lomo has 3 huge clumps of tanks in the middle, but Hwasin has, like, 1... really, really long line. It's like, really, watching tanks is like watching a sea battle. Like an old sea shelling battle in like World War II or something of the like 2 gigantic warships just shelling each other from really long. And and in that kind of fight, it's positioning. Positioning is what matters. Positioning and knowing where your enemies are. So I guess in StarCraft terms, it would be positioning and scouting. So, Lomo is going to take out some of Hwasin's air defenses there.